Ever since the dawn of time, humans have always sought for an answer. They searched hard to find the answer to life's greatest question. For millions of years, we've grown and evolved, and we have found truth in many things. However, to this day, despite our vast technological advances, we have not been able to answer the one question that have plagued generations since time began. Why the fuck are these eggs so expensive? Hi, welcome to the video. I don't normally make rant videos like this, but things have gone a bit fucky-wucky and I wanted to talk about it. So recently Brawl Stars dropped a brand new update. With it came a brand new game mode, a new event to accompany it, and of course, a shit ton of problems. I'm just gonna go down the list one by one, so prepare thyself. The first thing I want to discuss is the literal selling point of this update: mutations. These are fucking awful, and I mean that in multiple ways. Some of these are just straight up garbage, while others dominate the meta like it's their tier 3 sub. So let me lay it out for you. There's 3 different types of mutations, the worst one in my opinion being super mutations. These are mutations that only apply to your brawler's super. For example, Nita's super now spawns 2 bears instead of just 1. Another example is Penny's super will now spawn 2 mortars instead of just 1. Neat. Still not impressed? Alright, let's take a look at another one. Lola's mutation makes it to where her... I'm starting to sense a pattern here. Can you guess what Tick's mutation does?
Let me guess, it spawns 2 tick heads, doesn't it?
No, you fucking moron, it doesn't! It spawns 3. Next up are what I lovingly call ouchie powers. These are mutations that cause your brawler to do something a bit quirky when they get hurt. Kinda like a certain green-haired crybaby I happen to know. For example, each time a mutated Eve is hit, she spawns 2 hatchlings. I don't really need any other examples. That's pretty much the gist of it. And lastly, the most bullshit of them all are mutations that affect your character's main attack. Sprout's main attack now fires 2 shots instead of just 1. Shelly's main attack now fires 2 shots instead of just 1. Piper's main attack will now fire off 2 shots instead of 1. Brock's main attack, well, okay, what the fuck? There's a couple different ones, but I think you pretty much get the point. I was originally going to go through and talk shit about every mutation, but I decided I wanted to practice better mental health, so, no. However, there are a couple specific ones that I want to go over. First of all, Carl. The amount of speed the devs gave this nerd emoji looking Beyblade is absolutely insane. My man Carl's out here acting like his girlfriend just said her parents weren't home. Realistically speaking though, the speed doesn't really make that big of a difference. I think it's just neat. I mean, I guess I can't really say shit though, because I've only fought like a couple mutated Carls, but all I can say is that all it does is just kind of make them more annoying to kill. That's not really saying much though, because that statement could be said about most of these mutations. Moving on to Stu's mutation, no offense to the dev team for what I'm about to say, but... whose dumbass idea was this? Thankfully, I've only ran into a mutated Stu once so far, and they were a fucking idiot, so I mean, that's cool, I guess. But despite how badly they played, do you know how hard it was to kill that fucker? Not only does the constant super dashing make him a pain in the ass to hit, but if the player was smart enough to use Gasso Heal, then that little robotic cancer cell is healing itself the entire time. And hardcore Stu mains are already a pain to deal with, so I can only imagine what they're pulling off right now with Infinite Supercharge. I don't have much to say about this one. If you thought Spike's shots were hard to avoid before, then I have a really funny joke to tell you. Max's mutation just gives her infinite ammo, and it's such a simple change, but unfortunately I'd risk setting my pantaloons ablaze if I were to utter a fib and proclaim that this wasn't the most annoying goddamn thing to ever deal with. No, seriously, this is actually crazy. If you can't 3-shot this Applebee's DC wannabe, you're practically fucked in most situations. The concept of infinite ammunition is so simple, yet so powerful that it's honestly kind of insane. Funny enough though, Max isn't the only one. Pam's mutation also gives her infinite ammo. Now at this point we've seen that a lot of the mutations are just kind of the same thing slapped onto a different brawler, and this next one isn't any different than most of them, but it's probably one of the most annoying ones to deal with. Meg's mutation adds another stream of bullets to her normal attack and mech form. I'm not gonna say much more about this, it's just annoying and I hate it. Now for the two heaviest hitters in this update, the two big scary R's. Rico and Ruffs. Holy shit, how do I even explain this one? Both of these bouncy goobers have a mutation that increased their shot's bounce length. That doesn't sound so bad on paper, but let's shift our attention more over to Ruffs. While Rico's shots do eventually expire, Ruff's shots, for some unexplainable reason, just seem to bounce infinitely. It's fucking insane. Imagine having a skill so busted it single-handedly changed the genre of the game. This dog single-handedly turned Brawl Stars into a bullet hell game. How the fuck did this make it past playtesting?
Fearsome Godzilla has evolved.
I know a lot of you are going to disagree with me, but I actually kind of like this mode. Yeah, I said it. I think City Smash is actually pretty fun. The idea of being able to turn into a giant monster is pretty neat. Defending against the enemy Godzilla is actually kind of fun. As long as Otis wasn't involved. And I don't know, I just kind of like smashing stuff. It's kind of like Heist, but with 100 safes on both sides. Yeah, that's about all I got, though. As much as I like this game mode, I would be lying if I didn't say it was an absolute shit. First of all, the main appeal of this mode, turning into Godzilla, is terrible. Turning into this massive lizard makes you slow as hell and practically doubles your hitbox. However, you only get 25,000 health in kaiju form, which seems like a lot, but unfortunately being slower than my brain and about as big as some middle schooler's mom means you were the prime candidate to getting dogged on. A lot of the matches that I play result in absolutely no one picking up the Zilla token because it's just that bad.
Eggs.
To accompany this mode is an event called Godzilla Egg Breakers. In order to participate, you have to be in a club. Now say it with me, class. If you're not in a club, join a club. The goal of this event is for you and your club to collect as many monster eggs as you can before time runs out. Hitting certain milestones will net you some free gems, but the grand prize of this whole event is a Godzilla Buzz skin. Personally, I'd rather drop 29 gems for the purple variant Buzz called Kaiju Buzz, cause honestly, he just looks way better, and that one's just a recolor. Aside from just collecting eggs to go towards the event goal, these eggs can also be opened like star drops. Cracking open a cold one will net you around the same rewards as a regular star drop, but with some extra chances involved. These ugly green eggs give you the chance to earn a mutation for one of your random brawlers. And if you're lucky enough, they can even contain event-exclusive cosmetics. Who doesn't love free shit? A couple problems, however. Why is this event tied to clubs? I am so sick of every game that I play having exclusive shit tied to clubs, or clans, or whatever the hell they call it. Not everyone wants to join a club, Drew. I personally just like to host a club for me and my friends only. And by me and my friends, I mean just me and Irby. I would say Sammy too, but she deleted the game about a year ago. No worries though, she will be punished for her treason and executed at a later date. You can earn 2 extra monster eggs a day with your daily star drops, and that's cool and all, I guess, but what's even cooler is you can earn 6 extra eggs every day by playing the new Godzilla City Smash game mode. And... oh, my bad. Hold on, I'm getting a call on my comically large phone. Hello? Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh. Alrighty, thank you. So, turns out you're not guaranteed 6 eggs daily. Also, you only get the chance to get these every 4 days. Shit. Bugs. I have nothing good to say about these. By the time of me dropping this video, they've already gone and patched all of these, so that's very good. Thank you, Supercell. But let's go over what slipped past them the first time anyway. First one is with Otis. If you happen to have his Fat Splatter gadget and activate it right before grabbing the Zilla token, then every swipe that you do as Godzilla will leave a puddle of death behind. I say this because for some ungodly reason, this puddle of radioactive lizard vomit deals seemingly infinite damage. It one-shots every single player who doesn't know how to read a wet floor sign. And if that wasn't already annoying enough, if you happen to grab the kaiju cookie before your team's Otis does, 99% of the time that salty fucker just goes and stands in the corner for the rest of the match. Now this next bug is probably one of the most annoying fucking things I've ever had to deal with. This glitch can be done by 3 separate brawlers, but of course there always has to be a king of shit. This is something brought about by Godzilla's absurd size. Eat a salad, you big scaly fuck. If this fat ass lizard even gets the tiniest bit stuck in a wall, they're stuck there for the entire match. The 3 idiots for the job? Sprout, Gene, and Gray. First of all, Sprouts isn't necessarily as bad because it takes more effort per se. Throwing Sprout's super wall on top of the Godzilla will keep them trapped inside for the duration of the super. So while the trap player isn't necessarily stuck there for the entire match, they can be if the Sprout manages to cycle their super enough. While not the worst example of this bug, it's still very annoying. For Gray and Gene, all they have to do is use their pulling abilities to drag the boss into an unbreakable wall, and bam, some poor fella is stuck there for the rest of the match. Gray is even more of a menace though, because as where with Gene you have to at least charge your super, all Gray has to do is press a single fucking button. Fantastic! So within the first 5 seconds of this game mode, you can practically just get deleted from the game. It's not fun being stuck in a wall for the entire match, so if you happen to have a Gray on your team who pulls the enemy Zilla into a wall, just do the fella a favor and kill them and get them out of there. Just be aware this is 100% gonna piss off your team's Gray because, oh no, now he actually has to play the game. Okay, so it's pretty clear at this point that the Godzilla event is just kind of a busted mess that no one's really having the greatest time with. And I've been sitting here talking shit the whole time, and you might be thinking, okay, smart guy, how would you fix it? Well, I'm glad you asked. I don't want to go over mutations, but more so the event and mode itself. First of all, playing as Godzilla sucks ass. As I explained earlier, it just makes you easier to hit and basically gives enemies their free supercharge. I wouldn't make them smaller, but I think a slight speed increase would do some good. Godzilla also has a short-range swipe attack and a super laser that you can charge in only 2 hits. Once again, that sounds great until you realize it's pretty much damn near impossible to hit anyone unless they're stupid enough to get close to you. Instead of needing 2 hits to charge the super, I think it would be better if it just kinda automatically charged, kinda like Edgar or Daryl's super. Also, give the behemoth more health. Just double Bowser's health from 25,000 to, I don't know, 50,000. I think that'd be great. Another thing about this mode is I feel like it would be better if normal brawlers couldn't damage buildings. I think it would be more fun if only the player as Godzilla was the only one able to smash buildings. This would incentivize actually using the Godzilla power-up and make the game more interesting, because now your goal is to defend your team's Godzilla, which seems a lot more fun in my opinion. Also, it would keep a Rico or Ruffs from just sneaking by and destroying your city while you're not looking. Oh, and one more thing. Change the fucking egg carton process. What the hell were the devs thinking? This shit should be daily. There is no reason whatsoever that these can only be obtained every 4 days. And second, remove the star drop for loss thing. It's fucking annoying and people hate it. Just give us eggs for our wins and don't penalize our losses. What's the fucking point in that? Also, this buying extra eggs thing is probably the scummiest thing that Supercell has ever done. So they're charging 149 gems for 12 of these eggs. No. Sorry, let me rephrase that. They're charging $10 for what's essentially 12 star drops. What the fuck? And if that isn't bad enough, the mutations that you can get from these eggs are only temporary. They're charging you for something you don't even get to keep. This is the most low-down, dirtiest shit that I have ever seen. They must have EA scratching their heads right now trying to figure out how the hell they didn't figure this out first. And I would hope that they compensate us for whatever mutations that we got during the event so that collecting them wasn't all for nothing. And if they still want to do this system anyways, at least make the prices more reasonable. The 6 egg cartons should only be about 19 gems, and the 12 egg cartons should be 39. There is no reason whatsoever that someone should have to pay $10 for this shit. It's absurd. Finally, going back to the exploits now, a part of the arguments that I've been seeing is that it's a bit difficult to fight off a mutated brawler when you don't have any mutations yourself. While this isn't an excuse to abuse bugs, it is a very good point. Seeing as how mutations aren't temporary, I don't see why the devs couldn't have just thrown us a bone and given us a couple of them for free, just to start out. I mean, even if you got the worst ones, at least you would still have something to work with. While it probably wouldn't stop most people from using exploits regardless, I feel like the community would have at least been just a little bit more happier with that. All in all, I feel like this event had a lot of potential, but unfortunately I just feel like the devs went about it the wrong way. However, I'm not trying to say that the developers are doing a bad job whatsoever. I understand that there's an entire team putting as much effort as they can into making this game as great as it can be. Buying the eggs with gems wasn't a bad idea. I understand they have to meet a profit quota somehow, but this is not the way to do it. The game mode isn't bad at all, I just think it needs a little bit more rebalancing. Mutations are meant to be overpowered, and they aren't active in every single mode, so you don't have to deal with them if you don't want to. I think they did a great job with these. Like I said, this entire event had potential. I think they just needed a little bit more time to cook. I also understand they can't find every single bug before dropping an update, so that's more forgivable. So once again, I understand everyone at Supercell is trying their best. I appreciate all your work. You guys are doing amazing, and you've made probably what's my favorite mobile game of all time. To be fair, I wouldn't be making this shitty little video if I didn't love the game. So thank you to the dev team, you guys are doing awesome. Thank you to everyone who's watched up until now, you guys are cool. If you guys want more Brawl content, I currently have a little mini-series going on my channel called Wacky Brawl Stars Tier Lists. So if you enjoyed this awful rant, I would suggest giving those a go. Episode 4 is dropping as soon as 2026, so stay tuned. In the meantime, I do post a variety of other games like Mario Kart, Fortnite, and some other fun stuff, as well as stream old Wii games occasionally. So, I got that going for me. Yeah, that's about it. Bye.